If I asked you, what's the one thing that separates top players from average players in today's game, most of you would probably say something like, oh, they're insane at attacking. They know when to speed boost or boost the meta. Their passing is next level. They string moves like pros. And yeah, those things matter. But that's not the real separator. If you ask any top-level player, they'll tell you straight. The biggest skill gap in the game is defending. More specifically, right stick switching. It's the one mechanic that consistently separates good from great. Because when you're only switching with L1, you're playing the game on rails. You're letting the AI decide which defender to control. And by the time you realize it picked the wrong one, it's too late. You're chasing shadows while your opponent cooks. This is why learning how to right stick switch effectively is so important. It gives you control. It lets you adapt, read your opponent, and stay one step ahead. And it's not just about flicking the stick randomly. There's an actual technique to it. The angle, the direction, the timing, it all matters. And listen, with summer here and the game winding down, now is the perfect time to learn this. There's no pressure, no weekend league stress. Just get into Rivals or even the practice arena and drill it. Build the muscle memory now, so by the time the next game drops, you're already ahead of the pack. So today, I'm going to walk you through exactly how to practice right stick switching step by step, and most importantly, how to perform it properly. Let's lock in. Let's take this example from one of the coaching sessions we ran. You're watching my boy Cypher playing against one of my students. Now pay close attention to this clip, because I'm about to show you exactly why switching with just L1 is hurting you way more than you even realize. Watching this should honestly infuriate you and hopefully make you want to start using right stick switching in your game immediately. Look at what's happening here. The game is locking him in, only allowing him to switch to the player closest to the ball carrier. That's the trap of L1. You're stuck. Look at R9. He's drifting into space freely, completely unchecked, and the defender can't do anything about it because the game keeps forcing him onto the right back. Now yeah, realistically, he could have held position with Van Dijk and not overcommitted wide, but that's not the point. This is just one clear example of how L1 switching limits you like crazy. If he had used his right stick, all he needed was a single flick down to take control of the right center back. Then, hold R1 to apply second man pressure and close the gap on R9 before the danger even develops. Moments like this decide games. L1 keeps you reactive. Right stick switching makes you proactive. And that's the difference between your average 8 wins to getting to 10 wins, or you stuck in Division 2 to getting into Division 1. Now this right here, this is what mastery over the right stick looks like. I'm gonna let this full 20-second clip play out, and then we'll break it down together. As you're watching, pay close attention to how I have complete control over my entire team. Every movement, every switch, all of it is intentional. Also note the formation I'm using. I'm in a 4-4-2, which is notorious for being wide open defensively if you don't know how to use it properly. But watch what I do. I'm constantly dragging my center mids back, positioning them to block lanes, and at the same time, I'm effortlessly switching between defenders to apply pressure and track runs. This is the power of right stick switching. It lets you take control of every phase of your defense, not just reacting, but actually dictating where your opponent can and can't go. Let's break it down. So right after I lose the ball, the very first thing I do is flick the right stick to my center back. Why? To make sure he doesn't step out of position or get dragged out by the AI. I want to stay compact and be the one in control. Then I switch quickly to my right back, and from there to my left mid to apply pressure higher up the pitch. Now watch closely. His winger starts raising his hand, signaling for a run. I read it instantly. So what do? I pull my right back slightly in front of him, not to lunge in, but to give myself space just in case he sends a through ball. Then I quickly flick to another player just to keep an eye on his striker. That little move sends a message. I see you, buddy. Now here's where right stick switching shines the most. As soon as he sends his striker on a run, I'm already there. I saw it coming because I was proactive, not reactive. I'm able to track the run easily and shut it down. Then when he shifts the play out wide to his winger, I instantly switch to my fullback, close him down, and then flick back to my center mid, because unless you manually involve your midfielders in defense, they just won't do it themselves. And here's a key detail. I'm holding one ran the entire time I switch to my center mid. This makes sure my right back is still applying pressure. You always want to do this. When the opponent has an isolated winger, get close, switch to your mid, but keep holding R1 so your fullback keeps pressing. One thing though, never, ever hold R1 with your center backs, unless it's a last resort. You don't want them stepping out of the back line randomly. Now look at this moment. I put my center mid in front of the passing lane. He hesitates. And because I'm still controlling that center mid, I'm there to intercept if he tries anything cute between my fullback and center back. And if you're paying attention, this is where L1 switching would have ruined everything. The game probably would auto-switch me to Rio, pulling me out of position. But instead, I switch manually to my 6'7" Georgian monster. And boom, we close the gap instantly and go in for the easy tackle. Now yeah, we lose the ball again in our half. Not ideal. But here's the key. We don't panic. I immediately spot his striker free in space. Most players would freeze. I flick straight to Rio, position myself to cut off the passing lane, and commit. Now, is this risky? Yes. But I take the chance because his winger is offside, and the only clean pass is to the striker. Plus, I've still got that 6'7" monster behind me if it goes wrong. And that's exactly what happens. I mess up the challenge, and now we're in danger. But because I've been using the right stick, I'm already prepared. I immediately switch to the Georgian beast, close the angle, and clean up the mess. This is the difference. If I was relying on L1, I'm probably getting scored on. But with right stick switching, I stay in control the entire time. No panic, no chaos. Just calm, smart defending. Now that I've converted you into a believer, let's talk about how to master right stick switching. First things first, go into your settings. Make sure it's on player relative. If you're a complete beginner, set the switch setting to 2 or 3. If you're more confident, try 4, but never go above 5. Then hop into a squad battle or a kickoff game. The goal at first isn't speed, it's control. Pick a player in your head and try to switch directly to them using the right stick. Don't rush, don't panic, just be deliberate. Here's the real secret. Good right stick switching isn't about spamming or flying around. It's about calmly selecting the exact player you need. You will mess up. That's part of the process. If you ever lose control or get lost, hit L1 to reset and go again. Another pro tip, turn off the next player switch indicator in your settings. Take the training wheels off and trust your eyes. And remember, it's July. The game is on its last legs. This is the perfect time to practice. Once you're comfortable, go into Rivals with that indicator off and commit to only right stick switching. It will feel weird at first, but once it clicks, you'll never go back. This is the tool that can take your defending to the next level. The meta may change, patches may come and go, but right stick switching is timeless. If you're serious about getting better, this is non-negotiable. And if you want to fast-track your understanding of the game and really dive into the mechanics, I offer one-on-one coaching. Link is in the description. Until next time, take care, fam.